At the beginning of the story, we see a person crackling in the sky, floating in the air. This boy is the main character of our story. He begins to say, "Good, as long as I can block this last ray of divine thunder, there will be no obstacles in my ascension to immortality. From today on I, Subai, will officially enter the land of immortals and achieve immortality." Then in the next scene, we see a girl standing in front of a portal. Staring into it, she mutters to herself, "The highest of the underworld, the fire of the spirit, messenger of light, son of the heaven and earth, one drop to reach 1,000 miles, one slash to reach the heart. The talisman has ascended, with no delay, follow your order. Divine thunder technique, divine thunder and lightning." We see our main character inside a bubble, who is shocked and alert when he sees this girl attacking him with her sword. Seeing the attack coming, the main character dodges it. Then we see the two of them face to face. The girl points her sword at him and says, "This disciple of yours, Lin Wangqiu, urges the master to surrender." Our main character angrily tells her, "You dare disrupt my ascension ceremony. Do you really think I won't kill you?" He further says to her, "And you, do you think you can rely on your power to subdue me?" Then he summons thunder in his hand and is about to attack her when suddenly someone attacks him from behind. Another girl appears, thrusting her hand into the main character's back with such force that it comes out from inside his chest. The main character starts bleeding. Then that girl tells the other girl, whose name is Lin, "Sister Lin, how could you humiliate Master like this? Even if Master has committed 1,000 sins, we must let him leave this world in a dignified manner." Our main character looks at her furiously and says, "Bai you." The name of the girl with white hair is Bai, who answers saying, "I believe I have never treated you unfairly over the years. I never thought you would betray me like this." Then the main character says, "Whoever it is, let's go together." Then he launches a very big attack on all three of them, due to which all three move away from him. Next, we see a shining yellow light descending from the sky, crashing directly onto the main character. His condition worsens drastically, and as he looks at the light, he says, "Falling treasure copper coin. Is Shuir here too then?" We see another girl there with red hair. Her name is Sue. Then Bai says, "But why are there two missing? Where is the eldest and the fifth? Why didn't they come with you?" Then Sue says to the main character, "Master, don't resist. Your crimes are too numerous to list. It's all your fault for ending up like this. Don't blame others." Hearing her words, the main character bursts into loud laughter, leaving the three girls confused. After that, he says to them, "Good, too numerous to list. Have you listed all the false charges too?" After saying this, he summons flames in his hand and begins chanting a mantra, then says to the girls, "But you guys really look down on me too much, huh? Although I don't know what you guys have planned. Since you wish to take my life then we are shown a lot of flames combining into a human being who also has a big sword in his hand. This attack is called Divine Soul's True Body, Law of Heaven and Earth. After that, the main character shouts to all of them as he is engulfed in flames, "Come to hell with me." Seeing this attack, all the girls present there get very scared. Then Lin says to everyone, "That's bad. It's the soul's true body. Master is planning to self-destruct. Stop him quickly." And then Sue says to others, "Damn it, where is senior brother? Didn't he have a backup plan?" This is different from what he said. Strong winds blow as the three girls panic. The three girls beg their master to stop. "Master, stop." Because of the immense power, the ground begins to crack, but our main character doesn't stop, and then a massive explosion occurs. We see that half the planet has been destroyed by the blast. The next scene shows our main character sleeping in a room. His eyes suddenly open. He sits up and thinks to himself, "Still alive?" Then he looks out the window and says to himself, "This place is." Seeing the view outside, he is shocked. He watches as a sexy girl and a boy are running, screaming for help because zombies are chasing them. Seeing all this, our main character is stunned, and he says, "The outbreak of an apocalypse. Zombies are going rampant. I was reborn." Then he remembers the explosion and thinks to himself, "So, why on earth did they try to do that? What would they gain by killing me?" Then he composes himself and thinks, "Whatever. The only solution now is to train this body to its peak condition. When this master returns to the world of immortal cultivation one day, he'll make sure to teach you a lesson. Then he becomes quite happy. At that very moment, he sits right there and thinks in his mind, with my current spiritual state close to the immortal realm, even if I have to rebuild from the beginning, I'll make rapid progress. I'll be back to peak form, and then, after trying to draw a diagram for a very long time but failing, he gets very frustrated because he can't do it properly and thinks to himself, where is my spiritual power? Why can't I feel its presence? Could it be that this body's aptitude is so poor that it can't even sense it? He tries to awaken his powers again, but nothing happens, making him angrier. He clenches his fists and thinks to himself, no, this world has no spiritual power. Filled with rage, he punches the window hard and thinks to himself, how is this possible? Without spiritual power, there's no way to cultivate here, let alone that even just surviving in this world would be extremely hard. Then we see the same sexy lady and the boy running from the zombies. They enter a room and lock the door. The girl relaxes slightly and says, it's so scary outside. I almost died out there. Then the boy grabs her from behind and says, wouldn't that make it more exciting? The girl says, it's annoying, touching me in broad daylight. That guy might still be in the house. It would be bad if we were seen. Then the boy starts removing his shirt and says, that idiot, even if he saw us, what can he do to me? As he moves closer to her, the girl suddenly notices a zombie bite mark on his hand. She gets scared and immediately asks him, what's that wound on your arm? The boy laughs and says, maybe I got bitten by those crazy people on the street. Don't worry, it's fine. Then the boy ignores this and says, okay, let's go down to business. The girl also avoids it. The two of them start getting intimate. The girl moans and says, ah, no. The boy, swinging his sword, suddenly stops, making the girl ask, why did you stop? Keep going. We see that the boy suddenly turns into a zombie right there. Seeing him turn into a zombie, the girl gets very shocked. The boy immediately attacks her. The girl kicks him hard with her leg and throws him to the side. The zombie still tries to attack again. The girl screams and says, go away, monster, don't come here. We see that in the room next to them, our main character was there. He hears their screams and shouts. He looks at the door and thinks to himself, huh? Is there anyone else here? According to this body's memories, it should be his girlfriend and her lover. Is he also a poor person who was betrayed by the people around him? Then he starts moving toward the door and opens it. As soon as he opens the door, he sees the zombie is biting the girl's boobs. The girl was very scared there, trembling. Seeing our main character, she starts saying, Subai, this bastard is going to eat me. The main character just looks at her and thinks to himself, Subai. We see that the zombie has bitten the girl's neck badly, yet the girl is still saying, Subai, Subai, you bastard, come and save me. The zombie keeps biting the girl viciously. The girl cries a lot and, screaming, says to our main character, damn it. Don't think you can escape by leaving him here to die, Subai. I'll never let you go even if I turn into a ghost. Then our character doesn't understand anything, so he quickly locks the door and thinks to himself, that serves you right. Then he looks outside and thinks again, but I have to think of a way out of this. If this goes on, I'm afraid that I'll die here today, let alone return to my original world. Then he sits back in his position and thinks to himself, I can only try my best to save myself. Practicing, he starts thinking many things in his mind and says to himself, that would depend on whether I get lucky enough to retrieve something that gave my life from my sea of consciousness. Body's current cultivation level, there's no way I can even consider advanced level magic weapons, such as the 9 Changes Spirit Pellet. No magic happens, which starts making him angry, and then he thinks, but with this body's current cultivation level, there's no way I can even consider advanced level magic weapons, such as the 9 Changes Spirit Pellet. Damn it, I must take a chance and hope for the best outcome. Then we see him find a weapon, under which was written, Low-level magic weapon, 10,000 souls banner. Seeing this, the main character is shocked. He throws the weapon away and says angrily, this is such a rip-off. What's the point of giving this low-level magic weapon to someone like me? If you don't have the 9 changes soul pellet, at least give me the god treasure armor to save my skin. Then we see him reading something in the shadow window, where it was written, "It's been detected that the host has obtained the magic weapon 10,000 Souls Banner." The host is now bound to the 10,000 Souls Banner system. After reading it, he thinks to himself, 10,000 Souls Banner system? This kind of low-level magic weapon can also have such a function, but as far as I can remember, this thing only has the function of collecting souls. What else can it do? The 10,000 Souls Banner can collect the souls of the dead, convert their soul power into spiritual power, and feed it back to the host. The higher the level of the 10,000 Souls Banner, the stronger the souls it can collect, and the more spiritual power the host can obtain in return. And then, another thing appears in the shadow window, where it was written, "Reminder that the soul of a being dead for over 5 minutes will leave the body and vanish, and cannot be collected." Then the main character gets excited and thinks, it's actually possible to transform the soul power into spiritual power. In this way, even if this world doesn't have the spiritual power of heaven and earth, with the streets outside full of zombies, there will be no shortage of materials to get spiritual power. He was just getting excited when a knock came from the room where that sexy girl and the boy, who turned into a zombie, were. Now both as zombies want to attack our main character, so they are scratching the door. Hearing that sound, our main character gets very angry. Then our main character angrily opens the door, holding the weapon in his hand, and says to both zombies, "Let me help you transcend." The zombies see him and immediately attack, and our main character also attacks. He thrusts the weapon into the female zombie's mouth with so much force, and since the male zombie was right behind her, the weapon pierces through her back and stabs the male zombie's body. A black aura starts emerging from the weapon. After watching them writhe in pain for a while, the main character pulls the weapon out of their bodies. The 2 zombies still get back up, seeing which our main character says, "So noisy. Do you think I'm a pushover?" Then he looks at them and raises the weapon in the air. The weapon releases a thunder form that strikes our main character's body, leaving him quite shocked. Excited, he says to himself, "A breakthrough." A shadow window opens in which it is written, "Current realm, spiritual sea realm 10,000 souls banner level, 1 current controllable souls, 2. Then he starts looking at his hands, where lightning is crackling. In the next scene, we see the entire city where the people who were stable are now running for their lives from the zombies. An announcement starts echoing throughout the city. The zombies, they're catching up. Get out of the way, run. You'll be safe as long as you run to the official safe zone. Our main character is walking calmly among the citizens, thinking to himself, this body is still too weak. I can't do much cultivation with this body. I should find some supplies and then consider upgrading the level of the 10,000 souls banner. We see some zombies on top of the buildings, and one of them attacks a fleeing auntie. The angry auntie yells at the zombies, says, "Bastards! I still have a lot of good days to live. How can I die in such a place?" Then she collides with a girl. We see our main character watching this too. The girl apologizes to her, but due to the collision, she falls hard to the ground. The girl starts screaming in pain. Seeing the girl falling, the woman runs away from there instead of helping her. Seeing her, our main character is very shocked. At the beginning of the story, the girl who first attacked our main character is named Lin Wangqiu. Our main character calls out her name in his mind and continues thinking, why is she here? Just then, he sees zombies attacking Lin. Our main character is upset when he sees Lin, but still he sees a zombie coming towards Lin. He takes out his weapon, and then he hits the zombie with his weapon to save Lin, and then he says to Lin, "You wicked disciple, you should die by my hands." The zombie is forced away from Lin due to the attack. Seizing the opportunity, the main character plunges his weapon deep into the zombie's belly, piercing all the way through until it comes out from the other side. Then he throws the body in front of Lin. Seeing all this, Lin gets scared. Lin stares at the main character in shock, thinking to herself, "I'm alive. Did this man save me?" Our main character says to Lin, "Not long ago, you used the divine thunder technique to force me into such a miserable state. But now you appear so weak in front of a tiny demon. Lin Wangqiu, you have greatly disappointed your master." Lin doesn't understand his words and thinks to herself, "What's going on? What is he talking about? And how does he know my name?" Then she gets up, cleans herself, and says to the main character, "Sir, thank you for saving me, but have we met somewhere before?" The main character feels like Lin is pretending not to recognize him, so he points his sharp weapon at her and says, "Lin Wangqiu, do you think you can escape your doom by pretending to be crazy?" Seeing the weapon, Lin gets very frightened. Then, trembling, Lin says to him, "Sir, this is not the time to act like we're in a dramatic play. I don't know if there are any more monsters like these nearby, so we'd better leave as soon as possible." The main character, troubled, thinks, "What's this? Did I get the wrong person? She's not the Lin Wangqiu I know." Then, recalling Lin in his past life, he continues thinking, "No, that can't be. The woman in front of me looks exactly like that traitor. I would never make such a mistake, unless... Could it be that this traitor lost her memories after coming to this world? Let's investigate." While thinking this, he is about to conduct some experiments when his stomach growls, meaning he's hungry. Lin notices this and starts laughing. Then she starts telling him, "Sir, if you don't mind, we can go to the big shopping mall not far away. I was going to get supplies from there, and I was planning to take refuge there too. Do you want to join me?" The main character thinks for a moment and then responds to her, "If that's the case, I will accompany you to see for myself." Then Lin grabs his hand and starts running, laughing as she says, "Let's go quickly. If we go earlier, we might get more supplies while waiting for rescue." The main character is very surprised by this and thinks to himself, "Whatever, let's see if you really lost your memories or you're acting. But whatever it is, the fact that you betrayed me doesn't change. I'll make you pay the price for this." Then the two of them reach a shopping mall and Lin says to him, "Sir, this is it. Let's go in." Then she stops and starts asking our character, "I was in a hurry earlier and forgot to ask, but what's your name, sir?" The main character thinks to himself, "This woman, she doesn't seem to be pretending. Has she really lost her memories and even forgotten my name?" Then after a moment of thought, he reveals his name as Su Bai. Then he continues thinking to himself, "Even if you lost your memories, don't expect me to let you go." After that, the two start entering the mall, and the main character just keeps staring at her. After that, Lin says to him, "Then Mr. Su Bai, come with me. We'll take shelter here for now." The two enter the mall and Lin starts looking around carefully, saying, "And wait for rescue." Inside the mall, there are many zombies as well as numerous monsters, which makes Lin very nervous. Then, frightened, Lin says, "What is this? Why are there so many monsters here?" In a wonderful way, a monster's speaking to the zombies. He says, "Apply for a card, get 50% discount." When the zombies don't respond, the monster says, "Why don't you apply for a card? Why?" and viciously scratches them, tearing them to pieces. Subai is very happy seeing this and thinks to himself, "This aura. It's probably at the initial stage of the spiritual sea realm. It should be an elementary mutant." Then Lin, scared, says to Subai, "Mr. Subai, this place has already been ruined by the monsters. Let's go quickly." Lin grabs his hand, but Subai doesn't respond. Instead, he takes out his weapon. He adds thunder power to his weapon, and looking at that monster, he says, "It just so happens that I need a sacrifice to upgrade my 10,000 souls banner to level 2. It's you." Then he swings his weapon and continues saying, "It's a good chance to try out the 10,000 souls banner's ability." The weapon spins in the air, and from within it, the thunder power forms a chain-like shape. The chain captures two monsters, restraining them. In a way, Subai has imprisoned the zombie couple within his weapon, and now they are completely under his control, obeying only his commands. Subai gives orders to those two zombies, "Go, defeat the enemy in front of me." The two zombies work together and start slaughtering the other zombies. The two monsters are under Subai's control, which is why they both team up to defeat many zombies. The two brutally knock down many zombies, and then suddenly, a monster arrives who was saying, "Get a 50% discount, get a card." Seeing that monster coming suddenly, Subai immediately tells his controlled zombies, "Retreat." due to which the couple zombie controlled by Subai goes back into its weapon and does not die at the hands of that monster like the other zombies. At that moment, the monster crushes many zombies at once. Watching all this happen, Subai gets worried and thinks to himself, "This thing is dead, so it doesn't care about life or death, but my spiritual power is limited right now. Delaying will be no good for me. I have to act quickly." Then he makes a sign with his hand to control those two zombies and sends them to fight that monster. The monster raises his hand and says, "Get a card." Then he completely crushes one of the zombies under Subai's control. After that, the monster says to the girlfriend zombie again, "Now." But the girlfriend zombie climbs onto the monster's shoulder and starts tearing at his eyes because the girlfriend zombie climbs on the monster's shoulder. The monster is unable to crush the girlfriend zombie. At that moment, Subai gives her instructions, and the girlfriend zombie bites into the monster's neck. The monster starts shaking violently, causing the zombie girlfriend to fall off his shoulder, and then she attacks him again. Then, Subai goes to him with his weapon and uses its power to restrain the monster's hand, preventing him from moving. Subai then says, "Detain," and the sword slowly absorbs the monster into itself. Then, Subai looks at the shadow window where it was written, "Congratulations to the host for killing an elementary zombie. The level of the 10,000 souls banner has been upgraded to level 2, which can accommodate 5 more souls. To advance to the next level, the host must hunt down an advanced zombie. Please keep up the good work, host." Subai thinks to himself, "Advanced? Doesn't that mean I need to hunt down a foundation beast? My current cultivation level is still at the spiritual sea realm." While Subai is still lost in thought, Lin calls out to him and says, "Mr. Subai, I originally thought you were just some insane guy. I actually didn't expect you would be so amazing." Lin was quite impressed with Subai, which makes him feel a little awkward and think in his mind, "Is she really my clever second disciple? Why do I feel like she's just a silly girl?" We see a man approaching from behind them, shouting to the others, "Everyone come out. Now that the monsters are dead, we can continue distributing supplies." More people emerge from there and start saying, "Now we can finally wait for rescue in peace. Yes, we should be able to survive for a while with the supplies we have here." Lin very happily starts telling Subai, "Mr. Subai, we're safe now. With so many supplies, we should be able to hold out until rescue comes." Then a man comes up to Subai and Lin and yells at them, "And who are you two? Don't you know the rule of first come, first served? This is our territory. Who said you can take supplies?" Another man standing beside him says, "Right, who are you? You want to take some of the supplies, so we have to let you take them. What's up with that?" Then a third man also speaks up, "These are the supplies we got with great difficulty while escaping the monsters. Don't try to take advantage of our work." This makes Lin very angry, and she starts shouting, "Hey, you guys, it's Mr. Subai who killed the monsters, and now you come out to take advantage of his work. How dare you?" Then the man standing in the middle says, "He's as thin as a bamboo pole. How can he kill a monster? Your jokes are no good, miss. In my opinion, they killed each other." And then another man beside them says, "Please have some shame at least. You dare to take all the credit." Hearing all this, Lin gets extremely angry, but Subai tells her to calm down and then speaks to those people. "Well then, since ancient times, wealth what stirred the hearts of the people. You must know that you cannot gain anything by words," Lin says to Subai. "But these monsters were clearly defeated by you, Mr. Subai. They are trying to take advantage of your work and even slander you." Subai then replies, "Only the weak uses such petty tricks, but the strong is always right." And after that, Subai says to those people, "I need to get some supplies. Who is in favor and who is against?" Hearing Subai's words, everyone present gets very angry, and one by one they start yelling at him and say, "I'm against it. Look at yourself. Do you think you can go against so many of us by yourself? That's right, if you know what's best for you. Get out of here. Do you think you'll be safe if I get angry?" Subai starts laughing and says to them, "Then you can die. The supplies will be all mine when you are dead." Then he calls the monster back. Seeing the monster, the boys freeze in fear. Subai commands the monster, "Kill them." Those boys thought the monster was dead, but seeing it alive again terrifies them. and they start saying, "The monster is still alive. No, I don't want to die. Let me go, I was wrong. You can take the supplies." Then the monster kills some of them and cuts one man in half. Seeing this, the remaining people start running around in panic. Subai tells them, "Is there anyone who wants to stop me now?" And after hearing Subai's words, everyone quiets down in fear. And Subai tells Lin, "See, no one will disobey you now. You can take whatever you want." Lin was very angry and said to Subai in an irritated tone, "Yes, thank you, Miss Subai." Then Lin starts picking up the food boxes and asks Subai, "Mr. Subai, don't you need some supplies?" Subai replies with an attitude, "Don't you get it? In return for saving you, I just want you to help me carry some supplies. Isn't that fair?" Subai waits for Lin's reply while thinking to himself, "Come on, Lin Wankyu. Let me see whether you really have amnesia or you're just acting." Lin answers him very affectionately, "That's right. Please wait a minute. I'll take your share too." Then she starts taking food for Subai too. Seeing such just behavior, Subai gets very surprised. Then he thinks in his mind, "This girl. Maybe the resemblance is coincidence." She packs food in a bag for both of them. Picking up the bag, she says to Subai, "I'm ready, Mr. Subai." After that, she asks Subai, "What should we do next? Are we going to stay here and wait for rescue?" Then Subai starts leaving with an attitude and says, "I'm going to find a stronger zombie. You have to follow me with the supplies." Lin happily accepts the order and says, "Yes, let's go." Then the two of them start walking away. Seeing them leave, the other people present start talking among themselves. One man says, "Damn it, this bastard actually dared to kill people so casually. When the rescue comes, I'll report this to the authorities." Then another man replied, "Yes, this kind of person should be brought to justice. He has to pay for his crimes." Then one of them says to everyone, "Okay, everyone, stop arguing. Let's divide the remaining supplies quickly and hide, don't turn into a target again." Then another man says, "Yes, everyone, quickly distribute the supplies. We'll be safe as long as we wait until rescue comes." Then all of them together start collecting food supplies for themselves. Suddenly, we see a monster's leg appear. The people standing there do not see two monsters behind them, and they start picking up the food. Then one of them says to another man, "Don't take this, it's mine." Another man replied, "How is that yours? Just because you said so." We see the monsters start advancing on the people, and on the other hand, the people start snatching food from each other. Then one man says to other, "Quickly divide the remaining supplies and hide. Don't turn into a target again." Then people start snatching food from each other violently. In the struggle to take the food, they even start fighting with each other. One man, while snatching food from another, says, "This is mine. That's mine. Put it down. I saw that first." The other man forcefully grabs the food box and replies, "Let go. Whoever grabs it first gets it. Keep whining and see if I don't punch you." Then another man says to something the other man, and the first man starts punching him while shouting, "I already said these supplies are mine, so if you know what's good for you." Seeing this attitude of that man, the man gets so scared that he is unable to give any reply. Then the man who got hit looks behind the other man and gets terrified badly. Then that man turns around and sees a fearsome monster standing behind him. Seeing the monster, the man's eyes widen in horror. Trembling, he starts saying, "What the? Why? Why are there still a monster?" Then all the people there see those two monsters and get extremely scared, screaming that, "Damn it! Why is there another monster? I don't want the supplies anymore. I don't want to die." They all start running here and there, trying to escape from the monsters. But the two monsters join together and crush one person after another to death, and the whole place becomes drenched in blood. A woman tries to escape from the pile of corpses and starts crying, saying, "Someone, save me. I don't want to die. Someone, please." One of the monsters comes in front of the lady and crushes her under its feet, killing her instantly. Meanwhile, we see Subai, who is walking with his weapon, and an aura starts glowing around him. As he walks, Subai thinks to himself, "Leaving weeds uncut only leads to future troubles. I can only control 3 undead right now, but if I had to face more than 10 zombies at once, I'd have no choice but to retreat for now. So until my level increases, I must keep a low profile from behind." Lin calls out to him loudly, Lin was very tired from carrying such a heavy bag, so she said to Subai, "Hey, Subai, wait for me." Then Subai, with an attitude, says to her, "I'm busy. I don't have time to waste with you. If you keep slowing me down, don't think I won't leave you behind." Hearing this, Lin pouts and gets a little irritated. Then Lin says to Subai, "I believe Mr. Subai would never abandon me." Subai feels annoyed by this and starts questioning Lin. "And what makes you so sure? You and I are strangers. Why wouldn't I leave you behind?" Lin confidently replies, "Because I know where the powerful zombie you're looking for is." Subai doesn't trust her words, so he asks her again, "You know where to find an advanced zombie?" Lin answers, "I didn't stay at the school because I saw a strange creature near the campus lake not long ago. It gave off this unusual scent." Then, feeling a little guilty, Lin says, "I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but that thing seemed really dangerous." Subai starts thinking to himself, "A big one, a mutant beast maybe. If that's the case, it's worth investigating." Then Subai starts walking and says to Lin, "Looks like you're still useful. Lead the way." Lin doesn't like this statement from Subai at all. Then, lifting the heavy bag, Lin starts running to keep up with Subai, and she asks him, "Mr. Subai, if I'm the one leading, shouldn't you be following me? Don't just walk ahead of me." Now we see the scene at Campus Lake, where they have to deceive many zombies before entering. We see Lin and Subai arriving there. Lin gets very tired from carrying the bag. Then Subai asks Lin, "I've noticed you've been stopping and starting this whole time. What are you up to?" Lin shushes him and whispers to says, "Mr. Subai, keep your voice down. Lots of people at the school turned into those things. If we accidentally attract their attention, we're in trouble." Subai then lifts his weapon onto his shoulder and says, "Don't overthink it. I don't have time to waste." Then he slams his weapon hard on the ground, cracking it open, and suddenly, the chained zombie couple and the monsters appear. Subai gives them instructions, "Go, clear the path." The three of them start crushing the zombies one by one. Seeing this, Lin gets very shocked and says to Subai, "Mr. Subai, is it really okay to be this reckless?" Then the two of them start moving toward the school. Subai thinks to himself, "Zombies, just what happened to this world that turned so many people into these half-human, half-ghost things?" Then from afar they hear someone's voice, looking in another direction. Subai thinks to himself, "Looks like there's still someone alive here." That voice. Hearing the voice, Lin thinks to herself, "Why does it sound familiar?" Meanwhile, we see three boys fighting zombies. One of them says, "Stay back, get away from me." And the second boy says, "Damn monster, die already." Then a zombie attacks one of them, and the boy gets terrified, shouting, "Watch out!" The boy gets so scared that he can't fight back. But suddenly, the axe in his hand strikes the zombie's neck. The zombie, still in that state, starts attacking again. Then the second boy bravely pushes the zombie back, and the third boy strikes the zombie hard with his bat. Then the second boy says to the other two, "Run! Hurry, fall back now. We need to regroup. Those monsters are way out of our league." Seeing them, Lin says, "It's Gu Ming and Li Mingxuan. Why are they in a place like this?" Subai asks her. "You know them," Lin replies. "They're my classmates from school." Subai responds, "Oh, really? What? Are you hoping I'll save them?" Lin grabs his hand and says to Subai, "Miss Subai, let's go. While they distract the monsters, we can leave quickly. We wouldn't be able to leave if they saw us." Subai starts asking him, "Don't you want to save them? Aren't they your classmates?" Then Lin replies, saying, "If I could help them, I might have tried to. But right now, I can't put you in danger for them, Mr. Subai." Hearing her answer, Subai is quite surprised and starts thinking to himself, "That female disciple of mine who betrayed me wouldn't have said such words. She seems to be just an ordinary girl." We see that zombies surround the three of them, and they can't handle so many zombies. Then one of them spots Lin and starts calling out to her, saying, "Wankyu, Lin Wankyu, this way. We can't hold on any longer. Please come and help us." Lin didn't want them to see her, but they spot her. Because of their call, the zombies start moving towards Lin or Subai. Annoyed and panicking, Lin says, "They're coming towards us." The zombies start attacking them. Then crying, she starts telling Subai, "Mr. Subai, I'm sorry, it's all my fault, I'm sorry." Subai says the password to release the trapped zombies and slams his weapon hard on the ground, causing the ground to split open again. Then Subai starts saying, "Retreat." Soon, the couple of zombies and the monster reappear. Subai orders them to eliminate all the zombies, he thinks himself. I have slaughtered the 9th demon lord of the underworld. Are these little lowly dead things supposed to be worthy opponents for me? Then he says go. The three of them work together and tear apart all the zombies. In the middle, the couple of zombies weaken a bit, but then they start killing the zombies again, working together. Because there are so many zombies there, the shadow window opens in which it is written, System alert, current controllable zombies -2. This troubles Subai a little, and he starts thinking to himself, dealing with 10 zombies at once is already my limit with my current power. We must find a way to lure these zombies away to handle this situation. Only then can we have a chance of survival. Then Subai calls Lin. Lin answers while wiping her tears and asks, Yes, Mr. Subai, is there anything I can do? Then he starts questioning her. Is there anything nearby that could make a loud sound? I want to lure these zombies away. Lin gets nervous and starts thinking, make a loud sound. Then handing him her phone, she says, Mr. Subai, what about this? Seeing the phone, Subai's expression completely changes. Then Lin plays a song on the phone. Hearing the sound of the phone, the zombie gets attracted to the sound of the phone and starts moving towards the phone. All the zombies begin heading towards Subai. Then Subai says to Lin, a nice magic weapon. Hearing this, Lin is very shocked. Then Subai throws Lin's phone far away and says, Go. Seeing this, Lin gets extremely shocked and shouts, saying, My phone. All the zombies start moving toward the phone, chasing the sound. Subai's trapped monster also jumps and brings the phone back. Then Subai gives the order to attack. The monster throws the phone away and attacks the zombies, now having enough space to fight, so it starts crushing all the zombies. Seeing this, Lin is very surprised and says it's still working. Then Subai grabs Lin's hand and starts saying, running, Don't just stand there, come. Lin starts telling him, Mr. Subai, slow down. In the next scene, we see the classroom building. Upon reaching there, Lin sits down on the floor with her bag and starts breathing heavily. Lin was exhausted from carrying such a heavy bag. Subai starts looking around inside the school. Then Lin says to him, Subai, I'm safe. Thanks to you once again. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gotten this far. Then Subai replies saying, It's not a big deal. You help me find an advanced zombie and I save your life. We both get what we want. Just then, the three boys also enter the school after fighting. They try to open a big door ahead, and one of them says, We are saved all thanks to those things running away. The second boy replies, Otherwise, we might have died here today. Then Lin sees them, and one of the boys recognizes her. He calls out her name and says, Lin Wangyu. Great, you escaped too. Then the boy in the middle starts saying further, Lin Wangyu, did you really bring back supplies? That's great. We're saved. We see that those three are very happy, and one of them says while checking Lin's back by opening it, That's quite a lot of stuff. Lin angrily asks that boy, What are you doing? These supplies were obtained by Mr. Subai. I have no right to distribute them on his behalf. Then the boy in the middle angrily starts saying, Lin Wangyu, this isn't the time to be arguing about mine or yours. There are still a lot of classmates waiting for supplies to survive. Hand them over now. And the boy wearing glasses calms them both down and then says, Enough. Stop fighting. It's not safe here either. Then that boy looks towards Subai and says this brother should come with us too. After all, strength comes in numbers. Everyone gathers and starts going towards the classroom. Walking through, Lin starts saying to Subai in fear, Subai, I'm sorry, but don't worry. I won't let them touch your share of the supplies. Subai answers, It doesn't matter. My only goal is finding the advanced zombies' location. But you, how do you plan to make sure they listen to you? Lin answers him, Don't worry, Mr. Subai. Then Lin says while being happy, There are still some teachers among the survivors. They wouldn't dare to cause trouble. Subai laughs after hearing this. He says, Wouldn't dare. We see one of those three boys start saying to the other two, I saw everything. That bag is filled with food. With this amount, we can last at least a month. By then, rescue should arrive. Then the middle boy replies saying, I know, but that woman Lin Wangyu might not agree. And what about that Subai guy? How do we deal with him? Then the boy with glasses says, laughing, Once they're on our turf, do you think they'll have a choice? Then the other boy replies, if they behave, we'll share a little with them, otherwise. Then they all come in front of a door, and the middle boy starts saying from outside the door, open up, it's me, Li Mingxuan, we brought supplies back. Then a woman gets very excited and opens the door and starts saying, finally, you guys made it. Where are the supplies? Then they all enter the classroom and see so many people. Subai seeing those people and thinks in their mind, these people, survivors, they survived this long, then the zombies must not have appeared too long ago. The boy with glasses says to Lin Wangqiu, hurry and distribute the supplies. We haven't eaten in 3 days. Then they keep the bag in anger. She says to everyone, all right, but listen up, I can only give you half. The other half belongs to Mr. Subai, you're not allowed to touch it. Everyone comes in front of Lin for food. Then that boy starts saying to Subai, how could one person need so much? Fine, I'll just buy it off him. Don't worry, I'll pay 10 times the market price, I assume. You don't have any objections? Then Subai says smilingly, I have no objections. Then that boy starts looking at the bag and says to Subai with attitude, smart choice, kid. Let's see, what's in here? Then he opened the bag. He gets very surprised after seeing the bag because from inside the bag comes out the monster caught by Subai. That monster catches that boy's head with its pointed claws. Everyone starts running after seeing that monster. While running, everyone starts saying, that monster, where the hell did it came from? Damn it, it must have been Li Mingxuan and his group who brought it in. I knew we shouldn't have let them inside. Then the monster hands the boy over to the Subai. Subai grabs his collar and lifts him up, and he replies angrily, hey, you destroyed 2 of my undead, and now you want a share of my supplies? That boy gets very scared and starts saying in a trembling low voice, bro, no, big bro, let's talk this out. Then Subai pushes him away and puts his foot on his chest, which makes the boy bleed, and then Subai says laughingly, tell me, should I just kill you and use your soul to compensate for my losses? That guy's 2 friends are near the gate and keep watching all this happening with him. That boy starts calling his 2 friends for help. He says, Zhang Hao, Ming, help me, plead for mercy. But both of them get so scared that they don't even have the courage to face Subai. One of the boys blames that guy and says, Mr. Su, the whole supply thing was his idea. We had nothing to do with it. The guy with glasses also says this while giving his explanation that, yeah, we're innocent. Please, spare us. The beaten guy gets shocked after hearing all this. Tears come out of his eyes and he starts loudly shouting and saying, you guys, I risked my life to get supplies for you, and this is how you treat me. Then he also calls Lin for help and says, Lin Wangqiu, save me, I was wrong. I don't want the supplies anymore. Please forgive me. Subai thinks in her mind after seeing Lin, so what will you do? That ruthless Lin Wangqiu. Lin gets worried after seeing all this, and then she also calls Subai while trembling and tells him, Mr.Su, Subai, I know Li Mingxuan was in the wrong, but he was trying to help everyone. Could you spare him this once? Just let them take my share. No one is allowed to touch Mr. Subai's portion. Subai gets angry after hearing this and he thinks in his mind, such a weak resolve. Maybe she really is just someone who looks like her. If that's the case, then there's no reason to keep her around any longer. Then Subai moves his foot away from that person and starts to leave from there with his weapon and says to Lin, then let's leave it at that. Our contract is over. You've found your people, so this is where we part ways. I'll search for the advanced zombies' whereabouts myself. Lin holds his hand and says, wait, Mr. Subai, I think I might know where the monster you're looking for is. Subai asks her, what? You've seen it? Then Lin says to him, no, but I can faintly sense something unusual somewhere in the school. There's an aura that makes me feel uneasy. I don't know if it's the advanced zombie you're after. After hearing this, Subai gets into deep thought. Then he starts thinking, innate spirit body, a rare physique that allows one to sense spiritual this world. Only that person should have it. Who is she? Could she be? In the next scene, we all see a flashback of Lin and Subai's past. A place is shown on top of the mountains, and the name of that place is Original Cultivation Realm. Then we see Lin and Subai. Lin, who had brought something with her, gives it to Subai while saying, you found the thing I asked for? Then can you take me as your disciple now? Subai takes that thing from Lin and asks her, "Tell me, how did you find it?" Then Lin kneels in front of him and says, "I was born with the ability to track and trace. From now on, I will be the sword in your hand, never letting you down." Subai places his hand on her shoulder and says, "Good. From today you are my second disciple. With your innate spiritual physique, your future achievements will not fall short of mine." Lin becomes very emotional and says, "My life was saved by you, Senior. I would never dream of surpassing you. I only wish to serve by your side and ease your worries." Then Subai moves closer to her and lifts her chin with his hand, asking her, "Still calling me Senior?" Lin gets very shy and nervously says, "Master." And then the present scene is shown. Subai thinks to himself, "Though I'm not quite sure how this woman lost her past memories, it doesn't matter. She can still die. Come, my dear disciple. Step into my soul banner and become my servant. From now on, suffer eternal soul refinement." Then he starts reaching his hand toward Lin. At that moment, Lin grabs his hand and says to Subai, "Mr. Subai, please trust me. That thing is really heading this way. We must leave soon, it'll be too late." Subai stays silent for a while. Then he starts laughing loudly. Then he looks at Lin and thinks to himself, "Damn, I nearly killed her right there. But this is an innate spiritual physique, a one-of-a-kind rare body. Killing her outright would be such a waste. Rather than kill her, better to treat her as a chess piece. And once she's outlived her usefulness, I won't shortchange my dear disciple. She'll have her own place inside the soul banner." Next, in the following scene, we see a chameleon-like creature that talks to itself. This must be it, the source of that spiritual energy. Luck's finally on my side. If I couldn't recharge, I'd eventually turn into one of those half-human, half-ghost freaks. Please don't let me down. Then it suddenly leaps toward Class Moon and smashes the classroom windows. Seeing this creature, Subai thinks to himself, "So this is the powerful creature Lin Wangqiu mentioned. A mutated snake demon? No, something's off. This aura feels familiar." We see all the people who were present there start running away in fear, and one person says, "Damn, what the hell is that?" Another person replies while saying, "Forget it, run now or die." We see the boy with glasses trying to open the door, but it doesn't open. Then Lin starts saying to Subai, "Mr. Subai, this is the same creature I saw by the man-made lake. I remember the aura, it's the same." Subai thinks to himself, "Impossible, this thing. It actually has spiritual energy. This isn't some mutant beast. It's a cultivation realm demon beast. But why would it appear in a place like this?" The monster looks at everyone and says, "Even though this place lacks spiritual energy and is full of ghostly pests, it's way more fun than that wretched cultivation realm." Then it lifts a person with its hand and starts saying, "I can feast on humans freely here without those damned cultivators interfering. How delightful, heh." Then it starts eating that person. The person screams and shouts, "No, please, I don't want to die. Help me." Just then, a teacher arrives, extremely panicked, and folds her hands in front of Subai, pleading, "Student, please, can I ask you to save my students? If you can keep them safe, I'll do anything." Then Subai starts saying to her, "Whether I can or not is beside the point. But tell me, what do your lives have to do with me?" The teacher starts saying, "Money, I'll pay you, just protect them." Then Subai replies, "Sorry, I'm not interested in things like that. But don't worry, once you're all dead, I'll collect your souls." The creature finishes eating that student. Immediately after, we see Subai's controlled monster attacking that creature from behind, causing the monster to fall to the ground. The monster starts clawing at the creature's head. The creature opens its eyes and catches the monster with its tongue. After catching it, the monster thinks in his mind, "Spiritual energy? I knew my nose wasn't wrong. There really is the scent of spiritual energy here." Then it looks at Lin and Subai and says in mind, "Unbelievable, in a place like this, there's a cultivator, though their strength is weak. Barely enough, but it'll do." We see Subai's monster tearing the creature's tongue apart and freeing itself. Subai says to the creature, "Oh, so you're coming straight for me? Then I'll just have to take you down."